Hey all, Jeg's Garage. We're going to take a look at the fuel system on the Suburban today. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. We're gonna try to get the pump together. I gotta swap the pump, and I need to get some of the lines made from the tank to the filter regulator. I gotta get that done because I need to make sure I have enough. I gotta start running line to the engine too. I got 30 feet of line. I'm hoping that's enough. So let's find out. So what we have here is a complete sender that I got from Delphi for the 88 Suburban. So this is a brand new sender. It's only been in there for, I don't know, a few hundred miles, I guess. I figured it was nice enough to keep and reuse. The things that we're going to be doing to it, so since the sender is okay, I need to replace the pump because I need to get the pressure up. I decided to go with the AC Delco EP381 factory fuel injected pump. I think this might be off the later trucks. I'm not sure. And I wasn't sure what was going to happen with it, but it sure as heck looks like it's the exact same pump. Like, I think it's just going to slide right into place. I won't have to do anything funky like the with the Racetronics kit in the Firebird. So it comes with a new ring. I'll probably reuse the gasket. I don't know what this rubber thing is for, and it comes with a new piece of hose and these plastic clamps. I am a little hesitant. I can't reuse these clamps, and I don't have fuel injection clamps. So I'm going to use these. That's the beauty of how I access my fuel pump. It's really not a big deal for me to get back in there. So once we replace the pump, the sender will be ready to go. I did get a new sock too. It looks different than this one, but it's the one that came recommended. It's more of like a tube, and this one's more flat. So we're gonna pop that one on there. I think I might, if I can get this one off without breaking it, maybe I'll reuse it, because I don't know, this one looks kind of funky. We'll see. The other thing I have to do to this is, because I'm switching to all AN PTFE hose, I'm gonna put these Russell style adapters. They go from the M14 and M12, or maybe it's M16, M14, I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head now. I did remember it at one point, but it basically adapts these O-ringed threaded fittings over to the AN, the dash AN, and then from there I'll run my line. So I have those. I'm just going to put those on and be done with it. I did get new O-rings because once you put the O-rings on here and tighten up the fitting, usually they get funky. These stupid things are expensive, man. 4 O-rings, 2 of each size, 2 5/16 and 2 3/8. This was $11 or something. I'm guessing because they're the Vitron, or they're not rubber. So we're going to pop those on, put those fittings on, and I'll put these in a safe place in case I ever have to get back in there. That's it. That's it for the fuel system on this. I mean, it's really, really simple. Now, you see I'm working in this black bucket. I just figured it was better than getting gas everywhere. There might still be some gas in this pump lurking somewhere. So everything else should be okay. The sender itself is like I said, it's new. I have somebody coming to pick up the engine and transmission from the Suburban. It's ready to go, so we'll probably get interrupted here shortly. So I don't know how to get I don't know how to do this. Let's just look into it. So I know how to do this. This part's be easy. I'll just unplug it. Oh, that was difficult. So that's out of the way. How do you get this off? And you have to get that. Yeah, you have to get that off. I don't understand. Maybe you don't. Maybe you. Well, let's just see. There we go. Okay, there's one. Okay, there's. like so. Okay, now this looks different. All right, this looks a little different. So how is this supposed to go? After giving this some thought here, and went online, messed around a bit, I guess I really have two options. Either I modify this, the bottom of the sender, to allow this to get through, which really wouldn't take that much effort. It looks like I'd have to basically just notch out the metal a little bit. I could either do that, or I could come down here on the bottom of this pump and nip off these two little ears. After thinking about it, I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to knock off these two ears like that. Piece of cake. As close as I can get it. I think I'm going to just leave this hose in there. Put the clamps on. Do I just put these on by hand? Kind of feels like it. There we go. Snug as a bug in a rug. I just made a stupid mistake. Who caught it? Didn't put the damn clamp on first. What are the odds that it'll go around without me snapping it? You guys are going to get to see me make all kinds of mistakes tonight. Okay. There we go. All right, it's ready to go. Put the fittings on here, and then I'm gonna slap this sucker in. So let's put the fittings on. One of each. One, there's two. Okay, probably about as tight as I would make them. Okay, so let's go plop this sucker back in the Suburban. Actually, before we do that, I got to make some lines up. I'm not going to go over that on video because you can literally go on just about any of the hose manufacturers' websites and learn how to put PTFE hose on, but I'll show you what I'm working with here. I got aluminum vise jaws for the heck of it. I got a whole bunch of this black PTFE line with the blue marks, which I didn't think I ordered, but okay. I did come up with a bit of an issue. I thought I had enough fittings to do this, but then I realized that I need 2 straight fittings for each line that comes from the tank to the filter. And then I also need a straight fitting for the outside of the filter and then up to the intake, or up to the fuel rail. Well, I only have 4 of these straight fittings. So what I decided to do, I think I can use a 90-degree fitting since the fuel rail, the fuel inlet is pointing straight back. I think by the time I put the adapter on there, I can just run this guy and send it down behind the engine. And you won't be able to see it right now, but there's like a bracket there that's up against the floor that could send the line away from the header. So I'll use a 90-degree there. And I think to combat the other lack of fittings, I'm going to use these 245s, because it came with 2 90s, 245s, and 4 straights. And I think I'm going to use these 2 45-degree fittings to come off the tank, because they'll come off the tank and I can send it back or over to the side, basically. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put one of these ends on the other end of the fuel rail, because I obviously put a straight end on there, not realizing I didn't have enough fittings, so there's a straight line on there already. On the other end of this line, I'm going to put a 45, and then I'm going to go back to the car. And what I have to do is I have to make sure that I'm leaving myself enough line, because like I said, I got 30 feet of it and the truck's 18 feet long, so you do that math. But I don't know, did you guys see this? Oh yeah, another hatch. I didn't do a video on this because I caught flack on the last one, so screw it, I didn't do it. But anyway, I need the lines to kind of go that way, so I figured the 45s can do that more. And what I got to do is leave myself enough slack so that I can pull this partially up to get to the fittings. And then, because I wasn't able to put this hole that way as far as I wanted, because there's supports running on either side. But I need the hose to go that way, and I need enough slack, and then I need it to be able to go to the filter, obviously. So my plan is to hook a line up to it, pull the pump out so I can get to the line, then run said line down to the filter and make my length that way. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll take some video as I go. And then once I have that line made, I can pretty much make a copy of that line and I should be okay. But that's the plan. I'll catch up with you when it's time to put that back in the tank. So this is where I wound up with the fuel line install. So I made up 2 lines. They're roughly 8 feet. This end is going to go to the filter. I kept those pretty much the same. This one, they're a little offset, which works out because those are a little offset. If I lift this out just a little bit, I have access to the lines. You just have to lift it out a little bit and you can do what you got to do. So that means I'm going to put the longer of the 2 on the feed. Shorter of the 2 on the return. This isn't the most ideal situation for changing lines or taking lines off, but I still argue this is a billion times better than dropping this tank. And I'm not really sure how tight to make these, so that's good enough, I hope. Okay, there's that. Now to put this back in, I just push it down into place, like so. Okay, I got, that stupid camera card got full. You didn't miss much. I just hooked up the vent line and kind of shoved everything down in there. The PTFE line is kind of stiff. There's a little bit of tension on things, but once I go and route it, I'm going to kind of try to relieve some of that tension. Other than that, that went about as good as I had hoped. Hoped it to go. So you can see that the hatch panel works nice. I got my wiring here. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with the wiring. I might do an upgrade to the wiring. It's going to be on a relay anyway, but I kind of might want to do like a beefed up relay and skip the wiring that goes from the frame where this hooks up. Skip where this hooks up and start my new harness right here. So I would basically take this, put another weather pack connector on, and also include this ground, right? So instead of this ground into the frame back here, I would essentially make this all one harness maybe, because the ground on the frame kind of sucks. It's rusty. It's hard to get it clean. I mean, you can see that's rusty now. Anyway, I might just make a like a hot wire harness almost, so that this all goes up to the front. The sender wire doesn't need to be on a harness, but I want to get a good power source back here. So we're going to see. I'm going to play with it. I might just hook it up like this for now, and then the beauty of this is I can open it and pull it out and kind of go from there. So that's the start of the fuel system on this thing. I have to take a couple things in with me real quick. I'm trying to get some other work done, but I will show you what I did underneath. But I'm not gonna show that in this video. I just have too much else going on right now. But essentially, I have both of those lines going to the Corvette filter that's on the frame rail in the stock location. So that's that for this video. I just wanted to show that I was making some lines. I will definitely pick this up when I make the final line that go up to the intake, and we'll go from there. It's kind of slow going right now. I've been clearing some wiring out too. You're not going to be able to see because it's dark and there's no lights, but you know, the interior is starting to be a little bit of a gutted mess. Pulling some wires out. I pulled all the cruise control stuff out. That's 100% not needed anymore. Down there on the floor. And we'll see what happens. But I'm going to keep plugging away. I might take a break for the night here and then pick it up in the next coming days when I put the transfer case and stuff on and start getting things moving. Thanks for watching.